Hey, Crystal, welcome back to Live with Dan.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been on.
I know, I've missed you.
I know. What have you been doing?
Oh, working. But also getting ready to, start some other live shows that are going to compete with you.
All right. Oh, I love competition, so let's do it.
I know, I'm
What
excited.
what are some of these live shows that you're speaking of?
So, our new head of workforce, Sonia, who
Yeah.
chatted with us, I don't know, I think the last time I was on, right before Christmas.
Yeah, she was on. Yeah, I think that was the last time you were on.
Yeah, she and Maddie Grant from this company called Propel are
Mhm.
starting a weekly show called Work at Life, where they talk
Cool.
about everything from human resources, that's even though that's not technically what it is, to employee experience and culture, and it's going to be really fun. I'll
Awesome.
drop the link to the show next Tuesday in the chat window.
Perfect. Perfect. And then, yeah, welcome everybody that's joining. We just unveiled, or Crystal just said that, hey, we're doing another show with Sonia and Maddie Grant. And it'll be, when is it? Tuesdays at the same time? Tuesdays at 11?
Tuesdays at noon.
Tuesdays at noon. So make sure you check that out. I'll plug my competition here, even though it's a friendly competitive competition here, so I don't mind that at all. So make sure you check that out. It'll be interesting. As Crystal said, it'll be HR, and I think fun HR, if there's a thing, right? So fun employee, kind of experience, and also around culture and different things. I know they're going to try to make it kind of a similar format to this show. So if you like this show, check that one out too.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And then we have some other things coming up too. Next week's a busy week. So we have that. And then you have a webinar, right?
Yeah. Kartik and I are doing a webinar called essentially Ask Us Anything. So at X Day, which we recapped on the show,
Yep.
there was this whole session running that kind of got turned into like a Stump Kartik session where people were just asking him these crazy questions about what they could do with surveys. And he was just like powering through them. He's like, oh no, I got this. And so we're making a whole webinar where you can submit your question ahead of time. If it's the most out of this world idea you have or something you don't know how to do on surveys, send it to us, come to us. We're going to be answering them all live. So if you think you can stump Kartik, who's worked here like 8 years, 10 years?
I mean, long time, longer than I have.
Then come to our webinar on Monday.
If you can stump Kartik, I would be impressed. So let's see. I might even try to think of some things to stump him. So
awesome.
Yeah, I love how that came up organically too. Like, hey, this is something that we did an X Day and people liked it and it worked out. So let's make it a thing. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's really, I think, something I'm working on and kind of inspired by Live with Dan too, is like, how can we create more authentic experiences for people in the research space? So it's not so structured. Like we can have fun just because we're business people doesn't mean we can't.
Yeah, we have lives outside of work too, and work is fun too. So, that's one of the things I've been thinking about. This is a little sidebar, right? So you have B2C, B2B, but it's still people at the end of the day, right? That they like to laugh, they like to have fun, have drinks, like, whatever it is. So you're still dealing with people. So it can be fun.
Will be.
Cool. And then I have a webinar next week.
You have, oh my gosh, we're so busy. I think we have something every day next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we got everything.
There's only 5 days.
Yeah, so I have a webinar with Stephen Krause on Thursday. That's about 2021 kind of outlook, predictions. And then also we'll take a look at 2020, see what are some of the biggest winners, what happened. We have some really interesting data points for you, some things you probably haven't heard. As we scheduled this, I've been seeing, kind of 1,000 different prediction shows and things, but I can guarantee that you'll learn something new on this show because we've asked our own data, and then we've unveiled some things that I don't think you'll find anywhere else. So that'll be happening on Thursday, and there's an internal competition. So between Crystal and I of who gets the most webinar attendees. So let's do it. I know we have about 200 scheduled already. So
I'm working on it. Don't you worry.
Right. You have time. No worries.
But that means that on Monday, we have our office hours webinar. On Tuesday, we have Work at Life. On Wednesday, we have a live CX show with CX Forums.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, we have your webinar. And on Friday, we have Live with Dan.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That's a lot, 5 things. So, if you miss anything, it's on you at this point. It's not on us. No.
QuestionPro getting it done.
Yeah. And then Crystal, what's interesting is this is the 16th show, but we started this back in September. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but as we were doing this, I started to look back at previous episodes, check out views and different things. And I forgot that we had a guest on that I don't think maybe you didn't even know about. I'm not sure. So let me kind of share this. I found this image that probably will unveil who this guest was. That I forgot that we even had this guest on, so I'm not even sure. But look at, I found this. So he was on our X Day preview show, if you didn't know. So
man, Bernie coming in strong every day, just popping up everywhere.
I had to do it. I mean, it's a meme going around, obviously, so I had to do it. Like, you like my terrible Photoshop job?
I kind of love it, though. Oh man, I really want his mittens.
I know the mittens are nice, right?
Oh,
looks like he's having a good time too.
Hilarious. I'm talking about free healthcare.
Hey, Mark does not look interested in what Bernie has to say.
Not today. Get out of here, Bernie. Go.
Here's Mark right here. See. And then Tim says, "I like how upset Mark is." Let's see.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, Mark, take that socialism home. Sorry, that's not funny. That's
we got to keep it, even keel here on Live with Dan. Okay. No, it's my unfiltered opinion, so I can do anything I want. Okay?
It's true. You can have whatever guest you want.
I know I can, and I had Bernie on right before the, so. No, so that was something interesting that I found as I was looking back. So
I love that. That's hilarious. That was watching those pop up during Inauguration Day was like quietly like so happy in my heart. I was
it was fun.
It just took off.
It was fun, kind of funny watching it. So let's jump right into what in the name of research. So can you see this okay? Is it too small?
No, I just am old. It's
all right. Fair enough. I'll look at you that. So this is something that I saw with, Z. Z actually used to work at QuestionPro back in the day, back in Seattle. So I saw this on Twitter that she posted. So she was taking the survey on mobile. So it says, things you may have purchased or shopped for, mouse over to see the examples. So obviously, if you're taking it on a phone, you don't have a mouse. So it could be kind of hard. So you have to remember the form factor when you're creating surveys, and even the language that you have in the questions is very important to take that into account. And as you can see here, there's a lot of these different categories. So you may want to even break these up. You can just put the image right next to the different categories and so forth if you need, further description. Those are some different ways that you can do it. But remember the form factor. Otherwise, it's going to be confusing to people when they try to take the survey.
I have so many more follow-up questions.
Wait, we have time for two questions.
I mean, would you wanted to do auto advance for each section and then have it check marked, or because
I think here, things you may have purchased or shot for, like either have like the auto advance or have already put the image in along with the description, or break these up. I think, and I mean, there's a lot of different things here, so you could probably get even more specific or put these into different categories and then put images next to it. There's a lot here aside from just mousing over. If you're on a
there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, but so this obviously don't do this. Be smart about it. We're even at QuestionPro. We're even seeing that 50-60% of the surveys are done on mobile. So it's definitely a growing number. So we even think about mobile first and not mobile, as a kind of a side note these days. So that's something that I wanted to share, and just to give it as an example here. But let's bring in the man of the hour here. How about that? So, DJ, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going in the Great North?
The Great White North.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's good though, and I'm happy to be on the show. I've watched it for a few months now, and now I'm inside, and it's great.
Did you catch the one that Bernie was on?
That was a sleeper. That one.
Yeah.
He just didn't bring it. It was the one with Tim was the highlight, but that Bernie one was crap.
I saw what happened to your mittens though. Bernie took them, so he's going to send them back to you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool, man. Well, welcome. If you don't know, DJ is in Canada. He's a Canadian account executive / representative in Canada. So I wanted to bring him on. Last week we had Humberto, who was in our LATAM Mexico office. So I wanted to go from south to north and bring in DJ here to have him talk about some different things that are going on. So DJ, kind of give a 30-second background of how you got into market research and sort of your experience and expertise in the space.
Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, most people I talk to about market research, they sort of fell into it. But with me, it's a little different. Graduated from high school, worked odd jobs, from tiling to tiling roofs to a superintendent of a condo. But I always was very interested in sort of people and marketing, and went to did a stint at university. Did a lot of partying, and then afterwards.
That's a prerequisite, by the way.
It's got it. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. Canada's the same, right? We can do it pretty good.
Yeah.
But and then there was in Canada we have these like 4-year program, 1-year programs. They're called research analyst programs. So a lot of the research professionals take them, and it's sort of like an MBA in research.
Right.
So or sort of like a 1-year fast track, and it comes with an internship. So you're kind of landed in a job afterwards. So I was scrolling one day, and it was like the highlight was, "Are you a curious person?" I said, Yeah, pretty much. And so I drove out to the dean of that school, and I begged him, because I don't think my scores were high enough to even get in. But I begged him to get in, and I was in, and it's history. So I started. There's the best decision to kind of start at one of those programs and enter a career in market research, and I did pretty well, and I've done well in my career. And it's just a great industry to be in, especially right now with all the changes. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. That's interesting. I feel like a lot of people kind of fell into this space, and then once they got here, they obviously enjoyed it and kind of stick around. Kind of tell me, I know you've been at QuestionPro, I think since November. Why did you actually seek out QuestionPro, right? So what did you like? What was going on that you were like, yeah, I want to come and join the party?
Not to sound too butt kissy, but yeah, we did a webinar with Dan, and we did. It was kind of the genuineness of sort of not only that, but sort of when I was digging in a little deeper. So whether it's the webinar, whether it's the other people I met from the team, there didn't seem to be like I don't know how to say this, but like there's like a false jovialness at some of these companies. It's like, and they're all clapping or whatever the boss says, really like almost looks like they have to. But so there was like a freeness and a kind of idea, but they still work hard. So I like the culture and the dynamic of the different people. It was really good.
Cool. No, that's awesome. I'm glad that you felt that way, because that's the kind of image that I try to portray to the world.
Oh, it's a good brand. You nailed that brand.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there a gun behind DJ's back right now?
There is. Yeah. Watch your back, man. No. So what excites you about the MR space going into 2021? Obviously, 2020 there was a lot of challenges that we all know of. We don't need to rehash that right now. We'll do that on Thursday in the webinar. So make sure you click the link in there. But what excites you about going into 2021, DJ?
Off the top of the bat, I would say just the growth of QuestionPro, but the shift into digital with all like the problems that you were speaking, I don't want to get into, but the opportunity of being able to take, traditional market research and kind of with our tool that basically covers everything, to be implemented in some of these things and into advanced research, whether it's from schools, internal research departments, small boutique shops. There's this huge opportunity, not only with the growth that we're seeing with QuestionPro, but with sort of the real world application that I'm seeing and the calls I'm having and the talking about how they're using it and the different tools they're using within it. So I'm excited to be a part of sort of that shift.
Right. And then kind of to that point, is there any like research methods or things that you see kind of trending in 2021?
Well, there's all the stuff within, whether it's communities, whether it's individual questions. It's crazy because we have such advanced features, right? So we have like, with choice-based models. So we have conjoint, max diff, and it was funny. It was like I was always scared of sort of conjoint in the sense where like I'd be working at an agency and it'd be like they approached it like it was some mystical tool that was so complex, and I would think like, oh my god, is there like it must be like in some dark room and there's a mainframe crunching the numbers. But essentially, with our tool, it's like a few points and clicks, and you're able to do something that was really off limits only a few years ago. It's included in our tool. Right.
It's not so ominous that you can't, get your hand.
No, like
Yeah. What about and then I know we were talking earlier about some of the pricing analytics and things that we have in the platform and that package of tool sets like Garber Granger, Van Westendorp.
Yeah, it's crazy what comes with it.
Yeah.
It's the value of having all that under one platform is cool.
Right. And then what do you think is unique about the Canadian market as opposed to the US? There's probably some similarities, but I know that you've done, have been included and actually headed up some different associations and things in Canada. What are some differences that people in Canada or businesses in Canada need to be aware of that might be different than the US, or, kind of speak to that point a little bit if you can?
Yeah. So I would say, to contrast the States with us, I'd say there's more adoption of tools and methods and automation. I think they're ahead of the curve a little bit, the States, but Canada right now has sort of, it needs to, based on the circumstances, to kind of go in that direction. And whether it's schools or whether it's, internal departments, they're now seeing sort of that trend. So where we're behind the curve now is the opportunity for sort of us. And I see it as sort of as a different, I would say also, we're just nicer people, right? We're just like,
I just love that straight shot, man.
Yeah, man, you are.
Not to sound conceited. That's a different trait. That's not a Canadian trait, but it's we're just good folks.
Good folk up there. All right, I like it.
Yeah.
I know we were on an email and you said no, that's a Canadian no. So I'm learning some of your ways too.
Yeah, I'll teach you the ways.
Yeah, please do. Great. No, I think that's awesome. And then also, QuestionPro has a server in Canada, which obviously helps things out, right? Because there's data privacy issues and things that Canadian customers need to be aware of as well, right?
Yeah, and it's right in Toronto. It's so we are FIPA compliant. We also all the different compliance. We also have some of the big companies coming on. That was a huge point in getting them on, was having those Toronto servers. So whether it's Maple Leaf, Vancouver, City of Vancouver, the schools that needed to come on, just because there's an added benefit that some of the other guys just weren't able to do without those servers.
Right. No, it makes sense. Cool. One last question for you. What's your favorite question type?
Oh, I got to go with highlight. No, I got to go with paper-based open-end.
Paper-based open-end?
I'm kidding. You know, like when they wrote, it's on paper and you have to code all like the pencil.
Yeah. Let me go to my
I like
encyclopedia and I'll
the
look at it.
highlighting question.
What's that?
I personally like the highlighting question, the new
The text
highlighter.
highlighter? Yeah.
I think that that's you know, if you're testing copy, or you know, if that's a small group that want to kind of finalize like a document, I think it's really cool, all the different things you could do. I'm not just saying that there's no gun. But it's you know, it's really cool, everything there. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it.
I do have your address though, DJ. I could send you like a glitter bomb or something.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh no.
Yes.
They're glitter bombs that explode glitter in your house.
Oh,
You want that?
that's kind of fun.
It's not. It's fun for us, not for you. I guess, you know. So.
I wouldn't mind some more glitter around here.
Okay, some more. I like it.
Already a few bombs went off, so
All right.
add to it.
Cool. Hey, DJ, thanks so much for joining today, and get in touch with DJ. He helps out not only Canada but also US as well. So if you have any questions about QuestionPro, he's your man. So, all right, DJ, thanks. Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Oh man, you love that favorite question type question.
It's either favorite question type or favorite logic type. So, you know.
I don't.
It might be like a trademark that I'll ask every guest now. What's your favorite question type?
Right?
You know?
I don't know if I would even know an answer to the logic one. I'd have to look on our blog.
You can quickly Googling what?
QuestionPro logic question types. It's like as our bosses watch this, Crystal.
Don't even know.
That's great though. I have a question though. I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Paper-based open-ended question. That's with satire, right? That's not a thing.
No, that's he was joking. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, y'all with your paper. I have to learn like 15 years of market research, and then we went digital.
I hope he's joking. Let's put it that way. No, he was joking. So, cool. Well, we'll end this with some few data points that we collected. So the past few episodes, we've been going over data that we have in our proprietary panel that we have, where people are double opted in via Facebook and also email. So they have to enter in their Facebook, essentially log in via Facebook. So we capture that to make sure they're a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And then also they double opt in via email. So we sent this survey out to that panel, and just to help showcase it. So if you want to use it, definitely let us know. It's exclusive, and the quality of data and open ends is really unmatched. Nice. From other platforms that you'll see here. So a few questions that I was actually interested in is, you know, who do people think will win the Super Bowl? You know, we're going into the championship, AFC and NFC championships this weekend. So I wanted to find out.
I know that concussion really just screwed the Chiefs.
I know. But so people think the Green Bay Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, followed by the Buccaneers, the Bills, the Bills are my pick now to win the Super Bowl. I'd like to see them go all the way.
Controversial. The data doesn't say that.
I know. Sometimes I go against the data. I know I'm data-driven, Dan, but sometimes, you know, you got to go with your intuition. Man. Now, if the data backed me up, it would be helpful. But no. So that was interesting. The Packers, obviously, the clear favorite, I think, at this point to win. So that's what the people think as well. And then I wanted to see if people are more or less optimistic about 2021 than 2020. People are clearly more optimistic about 2021. So even though I've been reading more about this, kind of prolonged sort of 2020 coronavirus, that things aren't going to get back to normal right away as quickly as people are hoping. So, but it's good to see that people are optimistic. This even matched some results that we had last week when doing this as well. So some interesting points here.
Yeah.
And then what product category will see the most growth in 2021? So here was movies and TV. I think, still probably people hanging on, staying at home in the quarantine phase here, and some movies and TV fall into that bucket as well. So
I would have thought grocery and gourmet foods maybe just because of the amount of delivery we're doing.
yeah,
And some of your favorite like more poshy restaurants are now doing like home delivery.
That's true.
But that is just, kind of changing up that food experience. I definitely am like, I almost ordered dinner last night and I was just like so tired of ordering takeout because it's just like the same thing over and over.
No, I think it's a close second. I mean, really, it's second, at least in the list here. So you can easily see that here. And then finally, the Olympics were already postponed from last year. They're going to be this year, but should they be postponed? 51% think that they should be postponed again. So I don't know. I kind of look forward to the Olympics, to be honest. So I kind of was hoping that they would be on, but
I mean, if the NBA bubble can do it,
yeah,
could we just like bubble people up?
I think that's what they'll probably have to do. It'll be a little bit different experience, but put people in the bubble. Call it good.
Well, and it's so hard on the athletes too, because when you are at that level and you train to a certain date, like, does your body have it in you to keep
right? And then if you think, if you postpone it another year, these people that were supposed to compete 2 years ago, and then what do you do for 2024? Like, do you still have it? There's a lot of questions I have here.
I have a lot of Olympic questions, actually.
Yeah, we need to get an Olympian, kind of resource on here so I can ask all these questions. So if you know anybody, let me know.
Actually, I was like, I bet you Ken knows an Olympian because he has all those like sports connections.
Yeah, we gotta. I'll mind Ken. See, we'll have to ping him and see what he can do.
That could be one of your surprise guests, Olympian.
I'm like Bernie. Bernie was a surprise guest. I don't know what else I'll find as I continue to dig back into the previous episodes of Live with Dan. So.
I know. How are you feeling about doing 15 weeks of this and getting a following and being
it feels good. It feels good. It's good to have, I'm glad that people are showing up. We have over 100 people view each episode. So actually closer to 200 people. So it's definitely something that's cool. I'm glad it's stuck around. I like doing it. And hopefully there's more surprises in for 2021 in terms of different guests and things that we're going to do. So I think we're just scratching the surface here is what I'll say.
For sure. Someday we'll have to do like a in-person show,
Yeah, like a live
in-person together show.
Yeah, we'll do a live event. That's what all the podcasts are doing these days, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Well, hey, Crystal, thanks so much for joining me today. And everybody register for the webinar on Monday. More people register for my webinar on Thursday.
Yay!
And then check out Work It Live on Tuesday at noon. And yeah, thanks for joining us today. Everybody have a good week until we chat again.
Bye, guys.
All right. See you, everyone. Bye.